Yeah, go
So,
ahead.
hey guys, so now we are recording with Glen's Fancy. Can you say your name? Because I don't know if I pronounced it right.
Glenese Facey.
Oh, okay, Glenese Facey. So we actually fixed
But if you
it,
can't
fixed the
pronounce that,
light.
it's Sabrina.
Glenines. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about your story, Glenines, and because I know you are an author, just a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Glenese, but also known as Sabrina. For my that's my pen name. It's also my pet name given to me at birth. I'm Jamaican. It's a thing with Jamaicans. They give you your original name, your birth name, but you're also given a pet name that's much easier for people, for the community to call you. As I said, I'm from Jamaica originally. I came to England when I was 11 years old. Um, and I have two boys. I grew up in the Midland, West Midlands of England, in Birmingham. I have written a book called Family First. That's my book.
Oh, yeah,
If
that's
you
your
search
book,
for it,
Family
if you
First.
search, yes, if you search for it, it's on Amazon, Nobles, Foyleys, Waterstones. You can get a copy from them. But if you search for it, you won't find it under Glenese, you'll find it under Sabrina, and that's spelled, I've also spelled it differently. So it's spelled Sbrina instead of Sabri, just simply because like when you search for the word Sabrina on anything, the teenage witch comes up, and clearly I am not that girl. So yeah, I changed it. I had to change it completely just for myself. Um, yeah, I wrote this book while I was incarcerated. I got incarcerated in 2015, and it was an experience. But while I was in there, I love to read anyway. So they had a library inside, and I would visit the library every day, read a new book, or every week, or whenever it's open, I would always be reading. And it came to a point where I was like, okay, all the stories in the library were just blending into one, and it became mundane. It's like every book I read just felt like the other book I read. It didn't feel like
Okay.
anything new.
You sort of
So I made up a
I
story
mean,
for myself.
okay. You made up a story for you that. Okay, so either it wasn't a very good library, or it was just I don't know. But I'm
There was a
curious now because
variety of stuff. There was a
I,
variety of stuff. It's just that there was paranormal. There was a variety of a lot. There wasn't a lot of books, but there was a variety of stuff. But there wasn't anything. Everything just seemed like, oh, just in this time, you had the heroine who saved the hero who saved the damsel in distress, or the someone who with a sad, pathetic life and who needed, just the same things, or it was someone's autobiography who accomplished something. It just became like I felt like I was reading the same thing over and over,
yeah,
just in different
there's kind of
books, regardless
this,
of the genre.
the same. Yeah. You felt as if it was the same book over and over and over. Yeah, I can understand you. So yeah, you
Yeah.
just did yours at the end. But I'm curious if I can ask. But what? Because you said you're incarcerated. This is, I don't know if it's very common for women. I mean, most of the incarcerated usually it's. So I'm curious. Because you are my first gangster woman that I meet.
Oh no, I'm not
Uh,
gangster at all.
uh,
Literally, it was I'm not gangster at all. There's nothing about me gangster, but
oh,
it was a stupid decision that I made at a stupid time. I was feeling very low, and I wanted I was approached by a friend of mine who knew my situation and knew what I was going through at the time, and made me this offer. And I was like, it took me about a couple of weeks, and then I decided, you know what, go for it. And at the time, I should have made the decision no, because it was a stupid decision, and it's not a
okay.
decision that I will ever make again. So it was like, okay, why not take the chance? If it worked for everybody else, it worked for her and it worked for everyone else. Why not for myself? You understand? So I went ahead and I did it. It was what I was incarcerated for was importation of drugs and class A drugs at that too. So it was quite serious, but yeah, I got caught. I got sentenced to 6 years, and then I done 3 years in and 3 years out. This July will make my sentence complete. But in that time of spending time there, in the last year, in the last year and some months, I started to write the book. I got the opportunity to write the book. And it took me like literally 3 months to write this book. And when I tell people that they're like 3 months, I'm like, yeah, because I was literally eating and sleeping and breathing this book. It was my dinner, breakfast. I did everything. So I got up in the morning. I had my cereal. I was writing while I had eating my cereal before I go to bed. I would go to bed like at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing I had to get up and go to work because you have to work while you're in jail. You can't just sit down.
Okay,
In
okay,
England,
okay.
you have to work.
You have to work. And do they pay you? Do you get a salary and they pay you when you get out, or do you get some money? Or it's
So
like
basically, it's you get payment, but it's nothing like what you get here. So I would get £13 a week.
13,
That would be your
Oh my
1
God.
3.
Oh.
Yes, and that would be your pay, or you have different jobs give you different things. So when I first went in, I had a mediocre job which only paid 13 a week, and then I decided that ain't gonna work. That's not enough for me. So I got another job working for a warehouse, which pays you £30 a week. So that was
Okay.
the job, 30 a week, and you
A-
had to make do with that, your
a-
30.
And that was during your first 3 years we are talking about. You start working immediately. But how can you work if you work for a warehouse? Is it a convention to work with incarcerated people? It's some project, or they just have you go
No,
out?
the warehouse is built inside a prison, so that for basically with the money that you earn or the money that your family sends you, you can buy stuff. You have a canteen list, so there's a list. There's like a shopping list, and you just pick what you want off there, and it will get packed and sent to you. So that's what I did. I packed and sent to them. There's a warehouse where I was, so everything that the men ordered would be packed and sent to them.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, so it is a sort of a jail economy inside the jail. All of the products are
Yeah.
kind of like that. Okay, okay,
Yeah, so because like we the prisoners are the one who take care of the prison. So basically we do the cleaning, the cooking,
okay, okay.
there's education, there's everything. It's basically
All
a little
right.
community. It
Okay,
felt like a cult.
okay.
Like you're in a cult where you have to do everything, you do your farming, everything for yourself here.
And
Although you do order stuff from outside.
and you had you had two boys recently, or you had them before?
I had them before. I have 2 boys
Okay.
before I went in.
So you found yourself, you was desperate, and someone sort of took advantage or just presented you with an opportunity in a moment where you was doing bad
I wouldn't say
financially.
they took advantage of the situation, but for myself, I have to blame myself in all that's in within all that time because I'm the one who made the decision. They
Yeah,
only presented the
opportunity.
the offer. I made the decision, so I can't even say I blame them because they took advantage of me in any sort of way. I have to take full responsibility for that because
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
one who made the decision. I had the opportunity to say no.
But I am looking at these salaries and what they're paying, and it's not, you know, how you put food on the table for your kids when you are away. This is something that.
My mom and my sister took care of my boys for me, and while I was in there, I would any opportunity I would save my money, and then whatever, like if I save up the money, get to a certain point, I can send money out. So that's
Okay,
what I would do.
okay, okay. Luckily, you had your
Because they're
parents.
still, even though I'm incarcerated, there's still my responsibility. So I still felt responsible. So whatever I could do, I did to make sure that, I help as much as I can. It wasn't a lot, but it still helped.
Yeah. That's really terrible, because I think there is not everyone has a parents or someone they can give the kids to. So, just if you are without
Yes, a
money.
lot of girls, like I met a lot of girls and their kids get taken away from them
Yeah.
and to see their kids again. Even when they go back out, they can't see their kids again because the thing that I learned is like if you have no family or no one to take care of your kids for you while you're incarcerated, the government takes your child, whether you're inside for 4 months, 3 months, or any amount, they take your child and they give your child up for adoption, not fostering,
Yeah.
adoption.
All right. Oh shit,
So
that's
that's
horrible.
a lot of families get messed up that way.
That's horrible. That's really, I mean, I guess unless you have some other, like a father or like another parent that will take it. No? If
Unless the father comes and says, "I want my child,"
yeah.
there's a lot of women inside right now crying because their child get taken away from them. It's fine if you put them up for fire while the parents are incarcerated and put them for foster care, but no, the government takes them and puts them up for
Yeah.
adoption. I met a
And
lady she came in pregnant.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear the story. I'm just, yeah.
No, I was saying I met a lady, she came pregnant, and when she had her baby, they took her baby away.
Yeah.
And they made her that she was crying. She had to sign over her baby to say it can go for adoption. And she came back. Came back crying. She literally cried for weeks and weeks on end because they took her baby away. Even though she'll be out in 4 months' time.
Okay, that's crazy, because
She'll
she
be
can
out in
still
4 months' time.
start her life over,
She
you
could take care
understand?
of her baby.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of helping her to start her life over or to provide, set something in place,
And
they
that's
just took her
crazy.
baby and
Like,
gave
she
it to
could
her.
be out
Gave
in
it to
like
someone.
4 months, or even if it's a year, like whatever. Like from there, she can, especially with the motivation of a baby, she can start over. So it's just vicious, like really
Exactly.
vicious, like horrible. Like yeah.
Before she came in, she was in an abusive relationship. So so she ended up in prison. But I'm saying if that's the case,
Mm.
because I did some mentoring while I was inside with them, and I had to be the house leader and stuff like that, and the ethnic group leader, go to all the meetings, and I would be the one advocating and arguing with them, saying, this is a stupid decision. Whatever decision you're making, this is stupid. But we can only say so much, and our influence goes so far while
Okay.
I'm there. So it's ridiculous the things that they do, that goes behind the scenes that the population does. Until I went in, I didn't know any of this happened, things like this happen, and the population don't know about any of
Yeah,
this.
they don't
So
know. And plus,
it just goes on
I
behind
don't
the
know
scenes.
what is it you can do from inside. I mean, you don't have a phone. I don't know how many people you can call per week. Can you call anyone? Like, could you call the
You
press
are
or
allowed
a
to call
journalist or
outside.
someone? Like,
You are allowed to call outside, but literally, I remember I used to put £10 on my credit, and that would be finished in the week. So I would have to be mindful of what I'm putting down. Like when I first got there, I saw how much they were going to pay. I was like, okay, so I put £3 away each week in a savings. You're allowed to open a savings account while you're there. So I would put £3 away. That would leave me with 10 because you'll get £13.
mhm.
Remember, so I would put £3 away for my savings every week, and then that would leave me with 10. I would put £5 on my credit so I can call my family, and then I would spend I have £5 left for myself,
Mhm.
and that's it. That's how I would save towards anything. Or if I'm really desperate, if I speak to the kids and they really want something, I'd have to have no credit and no food, buy no food, and just eat what the prison gives you, and save all that money till I have enough to buy whatever my kids wanted. So it's kind of ridiculous how things work there. Just have to. It's one of those things where you have to tell yourself, this is my situation now. Just make the best of
Mhm.
it.
So now you are out from 3 years and you are kind of at house arrest, something like that.
No. I'm under
Probation.
what do you call it? Probation. That's it. I lost the word for a minute. So I still see my probation officer every month now. Before it was weekly, but now it's towards the end. It's monthly. If you're in full-time employment, they just call you or something. I'm in employment at the moment, so they just call me each month to check up on, make sure I'm all right, make sure everything's all right, make sure, you know.
So they got you a job. You got a job through the somehow.
No, I have to go find my own job. They don't get you nothing.
Okay. So you got yourself a full-time job now.
They don't do nothing for you like that. I've asked before I came out. I asked before I left. I was on them like snakes. I was like, listen, I'm coming out. I need a job. I need this. I need that. Like, I was dipping in nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay. So you got yourself your own job.
I had to go and get myself my own job, find something to do. I just didn't see the point of giving in. Like, I was like, okay, I'm here. You made a mistake. Get over it now. It's time to be a woman again.
So, but basically you come out with no money, with anything, with zero, and you have just to you'll find yourself a job, and because you come out broke, right? Because
the only thing I can say was good is that they had that savings account that they have in the jail.
Okay.
So while I was saving, when I came out, I already I got a place, and I had saved £600 by then. So that money I was able to then buy a bed and stuff for me. I was able to buy a bunk bed and mattresses for my son, which she said, and that was the first thing I bought for them. Make sure that they had something to sleep on in the house, and then the rest of the money I bought a stove, and that's where I just built up from there on. So that little £600 that I saved did something.
It did something. Okay, just as long as you find a job immediately, or you could be. You went fine.
Actually, it took me a while to find a job. I think it took me 6 to 7 months to find it. Well, I came in July, so found a job in March. It took me a while to find a job.
And in that time, do they give you?
And no one wants to employ anyone's convicted.
Okay, nobody. Yeah, it's harder than yeah. Maybe if you're a woman.
Being convicted, you have to tell your employer you were convicted. You have to tell them. Going through the interview, you have to tell them straight away. You can't, you have to mention it. It's a law that you have to mention it. But straight away, as soon as you tell them, the judgment starts without even knowing anything about you.
Okay. So you tell them toward the end, maybe. I don't know.
Pardon?
No, that you can tell them toward the end, I imagine. But anyway, this is your life story. So you went through this, and before that, you was just doing good, like normal. Yeah. Now that's. Now I want to really. Go ahead.
Before I was depressed. So before I wasn't doing good at all. Before I was depressed, anxious. I was all over the place, literally bouncing from one job to the other job to the other job, living hand to mouth with my kids. It was awful. It wasn't no way for someone to live. Okay.
All right. So it was overall, it was a hard journey. You can say for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now your kids, how old are they? You have two, you said.
The oldest one is 12 and the youngest one is 9. They're both boys. Okay. They're both different, intelligent little boys. Totally different with each other though.
Okay, they're different between them. And now let's dive into if you wish into your book, Family First. What is the story? So because you started to write the book when you was in jail, out of jail, or in this apartment where you are now, when did you start?
I started to write it while I was in. I started this book in June 2017. Yes, June
Okay.
2017, I started this. So
Okay.
in June 2017, I started it and I finished it in September 2017.
Okay.
So
Okay. Did you have how did you write it? Like a piece of paper and pen or typewriter? Did they give you a laptop?
one of the officers gave me a laptop. I told him,
Oh,
because as I said, I was the youth work. I was working with the other ladies in the jail, and
okay.
he gave me a laptop to do some typing up for him. So this laptop
Okay.
had no internet, no nothing, no connection. He can just only do the basics. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
once I finished doing all that work for him, he asked me to, I asked him, I asked him if I could use his laptop to do some writing. He asked me what I was going to do, and I told him, and he goes, go ahead. But 2 weeks after, it got taken off me. And then a month afterwards, I got put onto another program in the prison called the Outhouse. So basically, when you're near to your ending of your sentence, they put you on the outside of the prison to live outside, so you can come and go, but
Okay.
you have more freedom than the prison itself. So, but there was a computer in there where you're supposed to write CVs and look for jobs for getting ready for when you're ready to leave. So that's how I use the computer for the CVs to write the book and saved it on a memory stick.
Okay. 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 Wow. So it's a story just at writing the book. Okay. And what is the book about? So what's the story all about? Because I haven't read it. This.
So this story is all about when you do get this one, you need to get it, because it will blow your mind. So it's about a set of triplets from Birmingham where I live, and their family background is British and Jamaican, because like myself. So they're a set of triplets. It's everything in this book is I made. Basically, the characters are a wish list for myself. So everything that's successful that happens with this family is what I wished for myself, is all the goals and dreams and aspiration that I wanted for myself. It's a complete fiction book, but it's all the things that I wanted for myself.
Okay.
They are, so it starts off with their parents. Their mother died when they were very young, and they're grown with their Malta-mouth grandmother,
Okay.
old Jamaican lady, and they're very successful. They are in need of nothing, and they basically own Birmingham, basically.
Okay.
So it talks about love, lust, family, it's very witty, got a lot of drama, and literally action nonstop. Because the way I wrote it is like, I hate when you're reading something and you know what's happening, but the story's still not telling you that that's happening. So I went the opposite direction. I tell you
Oh,
what's
like
happening.
that's kind of like in the movie, like that's the next one who's going to die, or that he did it, or that
Yes,
actor
right?
snitched, and like 1 hour before, like I knew it the whole time, that's bullshit. Yeah.
Yes. So I hate that when I'm reading a book, and I hate it when I'm reading and I'm like, come on, we already know he did it. Come on, let's get to it. So I skipped all of that in this book, and I literally, so it's full of nothing but actions. Like, if there's a snitch, I'm making sure that in the next chapter, there's a snitch.
Yeah.
If there's, someone's gonna die, what's gonna. But I wrote it in such a way that you're like, oh my God, yes, that happened. Thank you. The ones.
Okay.
So it's filled with a lot of drama. It's a drama. It's filled with nothing but arguing between siblings, as we do. You do argue with your siblings. It's filled with love and lots of sex. Apparently, a lot of sex scenes. I don't think it's a lot, but my readers thinks
Okay.
it's a lot. But the one thing that they all say, my readers all say, is that it's very descriptive and it's very thorough, and it makes you feel like you're in that scene. So the whole book takes you on a journey, on a roller coaster ride.
So it's
So
sort
one
of
minute
an
you're happy,
action.
on the next chapter you're sad.
So it's lot of the emotions, a lot of sort of, do you say, a lot of action, a lot of sex.
Yes,
Uh, okay,
yes.
so
50 Shades can't come near my book. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong, ain't nobody getting tied up. Nobody's getting tied up and strung up and, blindfolded or anything like that. But
okay, so it's nothing
there
extreme.
are sex,
Okay.
nothing extreme, but it's very passionate and very sensual type of scenes, so to speak.
So
But yeah,
like
so,
sort of like
so basically,
romantic kind of
yeah, there's
passionate love.
romantic scenes, but they're
Okay.
realistic. I mean, they're romantic scenes, but I made sure that there are realistic scenes. I didn't go so far out of the way where I'm saying, oh, you know, they're
Okay.
having some ridiculous scene that you have to use too much of your imagination. Because when I'm reading, I hate when I'm reading and I'm like, when the heck, how did they get that there? And
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah,
did
yeah.
she,
Okay.
so I made it realistic. So it's all the places that normal people would go and do it. So, and then
Okay, okay, okay.
even if normal people wouldn't do it, you in the back of your head, you're like, you know what? Next time next time I'm in there, I'm gonna do that. Those kind of ones, those little adventurous. So I made it that way. So
Okay,
it's a lot.
okay.
Um,
So it's
it's not.
nothing too
It's a lot.
crazy, but it's yeah, okay, I get it. Okay.
Yes, it's nothing too crazy. So it's nothing too strenuous, but it's just something that would happen every day. But at the same time, you're like, whoa, maybe if I
Oh,
did that,
okay.
like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
I made sure that I wanted the readers to think when they finish reading, they can call their partners and go, yo, babe, we need to try this position, or we need to go try it. We need to go here and go do this. So that's what I wanted when I wrote this book. It is,
Mm.
as I said, it's a family drama book. It's about a set of triplets, one boy, two girls. The boy, he's the leader of the family. He's the head of the household, even though he's the youngest of the triplets. He was born last. So but he's the head of the household. He is literally every woman's dream, every woman's pipeline. You see him, you
Okay.
want him. And he's the book boyfriend that every girl wants in a book.
Oh
The
wow.
girls are the girls are the same. You're gonna have they're all the
They're
women
like all
are very
fantastic.
feisty. Yeah, they're
Okay.
very feisty, and they I want to say the correct words because I know we have to be politically correct these days. What's the word? They're mixed race, so their parents, they have a white dad and a Jamaican black mom. So
Okay.
the book is about learning that you have three siblings, three different minds. So you're either going to be on Team Storm, Team Autumn, or Team Winter. But even though they're triplets, they're totally different people. The
Okay.
only
Okay.
rule they have, the only rule they have that they all stand by is family first. It's
Okay,
me. It's
that's where the title comes from.
Yes, that's where the title comes in. That's because that's the only rule they have. Because their mom, when their mom was alive, it's the only thing she drilled into them. And when on her deathbed, that's the only thing she asked them to do:
Okay,
stay
okay, okay.
together and
Okay,
take care of each other.
that's
So
the only
that's
rule.
where the family crest comes from. It's a sentiment that I put in my own children. Like, you only have each other. You don't have nobody else. You don't have mom. You don't have dad. You only have each other. So stay together, stick together, be together. If one starts a business, you all start a business. If one's going down, you're all going down. Stay together. So that's where family first come from. As I say, it's just filled with nothing but family rivalry, family drama.
Okay, okay. Lots of drama in there. Okay, family
Yeah,
rivalry. Okay.
yeah. So love, you're gonna be laughing a lot. I gotta say, you're gonna be laughing a lot. I
Okay. Okay.
purposely add jokes in there because I like when I'm reading and I'm giggling. So it's a book where you can read on a train, you can read if you're traveling, you can read it, take it for the airplane. It will last you for a flight. It's
Mhm.
one of those books where you read it, you'll be like, oh my God, did you hear about this? Did you read this? It's one of those books that you're going to recommend, definitely.
Okay,
And
okay, okay.
that's how I'm getting sales about people recommending
And
it, saying, yeah, read it.
so that's your first book actually, first of
First,
all,
yes.
first time all. Okay, 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 okay. And it just came out of your mind, so that's just pure imagination. First book ever, and it's amazing because it's pretty thick, right? So you just did it so fast. That's a
Yes.
thick book.
I've
Yeah.
done, literally, I wrote 3 books in, what, 3 books in under a year.
Oh, so that's not your first book? That's one of your. You
No,
have
this is
more?
the first one. This is my
Ah, that's the
first one,
first one.
but I have several more. While it's like, even though this book finished, I just couldn't stop. I
Ah,
continued
so
on and on and on. Like,
all right. Wow. Ah, that's your first. And are they published? These other books? Are they
no, this is my first one. This got published last year, October, on my birthday. But I only
okay?
wrote the second one because after I wrote this one, I gave it to my friend while I was in there, because she loves to read as well. I gave it to her to read, and when she finished it, she was like, "So where's the other one?" I was like, "What other one?" I was just bored. She was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
"No, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. You need to get this book out there. You need to write another one. I need to know what happened." I was like, okay. So I started writing the second one, the third one, and now the third one. I'm now thinking about writing the fourth one, because I did kind of leave the third one up in the air. So
Okay.
depending on how it goes, I can
And
write
are
more.
book 2, 3, and 4, are they published, or are you waiting for a publisher? Are
No,
you waiting to
I'm
put it
waiting
out?
to see. I'm working on getting this one out more. I'm working to get the public
Get like
interested in this one more.
So get more attention on
And then,
family first, and then release the other ones because they're kind of
yeah,
they're
it's a
sequels.
series. Yeah,
It's a
the other
series.
one,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So there's going to be that. I foresee more like this is going. I foresee this going up to book 7, 8. That's how deep you. Once you read the book, you're going to be so invested in the into the family. You're going to want to know what's happened to each member. Like, so I foresee a lot of books coming to the public. Yeah,
No,
because you're
okay.
going to want to be. If this is books like EastEnders, or a movie that you like, oh my God, what happens next? So what
Okay.
happened to him?
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
he got shot. What happened?
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. 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 So you are actually from Birmingham, right? Because like it's
Yes.
okay. Okay. So it has to do a little bit with you too. So it's kind of your, like you said, yeah, kind of all of the things. Yeah, yeah, like kind of your wish list. Um, so okay, so we are here with Glennie Fancy. I think what you say, Glennie, we close it, right? I mean, it seems
Okay.
like yeah. I mean, I think seems like we covered more or less all. Maybe I can have you on some other time. So Glennie, so
That'd be
Sabine,
wonderful.
let's say Sabine is your author's name, your nickname, and author of Family First. You can find it on Amazon, and I will add anyway in the description when you will look this on YouTube or anywhere. I will add all of the details down below. And
Yeah.
so now me and Sabine, we're gonna close the this recording, and we're just gonna talk we're gonna talk a little bit. So
Okay.
bye everyone.
Bye.
Ciao.